Good afternoon. This is Janet Trevino, and I am your Cuddlist here in San Antonio, Texas. And I came upon some research that I thought was fantastic, how it concised these like 6 unspoken cultural taboos around touch. And I'm going to give you them. There are 6 of them, right? So go one by one. The research was based back in the 80s, done by Cohen, Hunter, and Struves. So if you want more information about where this comes from, please let me know and I can post it somewhere down there. Anyway, so here we go. Number 1, do not touch the opposite sex, right? Why? Because touch is all sexualized. So if you let someone of the opposite sex touch you or you touch them, then it must be sexual, right? Boom, there. Number 2 taboo, do not touch anyone of the same sex. You're like, really? That's everyone, mostly. So number 2, don't touch anyone of the same sex, because then, oh no, you may be gay. Oh no, you may be lesbian, right? Because we've sexualized all touch, then either opposite sex or same sex, yeah, then that suddenly becomes your sexual orientation. Oh my goodness. Homophobic fears. So number 3. All right, so let's make sure we're clear here. If we've gotten all the people of the opposite sex, and we've gotten all the people that are same sex, who's left? Okay, other than like genderqueer, right? Which of course, but let's throw them in there too. Who do you have left? Number 3, do not touch yourself. Okay, because of our religious and puritanical beliefs, we have this thing against self-pleasure and masturbation. So like, that's like, do not do that. So like, at that point, you've eliminated everyone. Do not touch a thing, a person. This is actually not one of the taboos, but children don't touch children. Like, adults don't touch children. Children don't touch adults. Like, we're just like, okay, so everyone has been eliminated. Don't touch everyone. Number 4, now we're getting specific. Do not touch the elderly, the sick, and the dying. What do? We put them in institutions and we hospitalize them. We segregate our elderly, our sick, and our dying because we don't want to see that, right? So we house them away to other places where we don't have to be a part of their experience. So that's number 4, right? The elderly, the sick, and the dying. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot one. So go back. Yeah, number 4. Actually, that's number 3. Sorry, number 4 now. Do not touch strangers. Why? Because we have this belief about this is us and that's them. And we have this fear of the other person. So don't touch anyone that's outside of your group, and that continues to alienate us from each other. So again, number 1 was, I'll go over it again. 1 was, do not touch people of the opposite sex. It's sexual. Do not touch people of the same sex. Are you gay? Do not touch yourself, because pleasure is naughty. 3, number 4, do not touch strangers, because those people are weird or nasty or something, right? Number 5, do not touch the dying, the sick, and the elderly. And the last one, the one that kind of shocked me, I hadn't thought about this one. This was one I hadn't even considered. Do not touch, number 6, do not touch people who are of higher status. And then I thought, that's kind of true. People that have higher status actually have more money, power, things, fame. They touch people of lower status, but we're not allowed to touch them back. Huh, that's actually kind of true. If I see someone who is like famous, of course you wouldn't want to touch someone without their consent, but it's like, we have this belief like, well, yeah, of course, but they can touch us, or they can touch people of lower status. So I thought that was fascinating to think about how class and status also plays into this. So that's it. Those are the 6 taboos that we have that, if you didn't know, are real in most of our society, and we're here to change that. We're here to kind of break that up and get people thinking about touch in a new way, breaking those taboos. So I guess I can go through this really quickly. Let's undo them, right? If we're gonna expose them, let's now give you what is true. The truth is, touch people of the opposite sex. It's okay, right? Consensually ask before you do anything. Ask and make sure you wait for a yes. And it's okay to touch someone who's of the opposite sex. Doesn't mean anything sexual. Number 2, touch people of the same sex. it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're wanting a romantic experience with him or a sexual one. It's beautiful. It's great. Keep that up. Number 3, touch yourself. Right? It's your body. This is the only body you have right now. Take care of it. Clean it. Love it. Feel what it feels like to touch your smooth skin, and give yourself pleasure. That's what it's there for. Especially those who have clitorises. That's what it was created for. Pleasure. That's the only reason it exists. So take advantage of that. Number 4. This is the elderly one. Because the elderly, because the sick and the dying are isolated from our society at large, they're the ones that receive the less amount of touch. Ask them. Hold them. Ask them if they want touch. Be there present with them. If you don't know what to say, it's okay. You don't need to say anything. But touch says more than you can imagine. It's worth it. It can change their entire experience and what they're going through. That next one, touch strangers. That was one of my birthday requests. Number 1 birthday request is to go up to strangers and ask them, would you like a hug? Of course, no one came back with any stories around that. Find someone who's not like you, who doesn't look like you. Ask before you do anything and say, would you like a hug? And see what difference that makes, maybe for their life. Maybe you don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe that can make the biggest difference. And lastly, people who are of higher status, they may be isolated as well because they're at the top of the tower, right? People look to them and expect them to do stuff for them. But how about saying, hey, would you like a hug? Or hey, can I hold your hand? Why not? It's humanizing. Touch humanizes us and makes us equal again, because we all have this skin. Without the skin, we can't be alive. So it's something we all share. All right. If you're looking for a Cuddlist, I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, and we have Cuddlists all over the country. Love to touch and provide that care that you're looking for. And I hope that you begin to expose the taboos that are in your community. Take care. Bye. Love you all.